So anyway, but it's very exciting, isn't it? It's just, I just read 2 tweets in a row about Biden announces by April 19th, 90% plus of Americans over 16 will be eligible for a vaccine and live within 5 miles of a place to get a vaccination. He has thought of literally everything. When it, the studies, when the numbers started to show that people are more comfortable, I guess like you going to their pharmacy, he shifted. Right. This is what I'm like, oh my God, leadership. Like he shifted resources, is mostly going to the states, but then he shifted federal resources to go directly to pharmacies. I mean, it's
honestly, it's more comfortable for me to go to a pharmacy because those county ones, they're so like, I don't know.
I would have to go back to USC. And going back to USC makes me feel very old because as I told you last time I went, I don't recognize anything there. And I realize the kids that go there, even their grandparents don't know where the things are that I'm asking for. No. Remember, I found out the theaters that I worked in, they burned down in like the 80s. They're like, Grandma, I don't even know what you're talking about. What? Yeah. It literally was horse drawn by Tommy Trojan and the horse. Everything was horse drawn when I went to USC.
Well, they still have the Tommy Trojan statue there.
Yes, that's the only thing that I still recognized. Anyway, thank God I can go to my Kaiser. I don't have to go to...
And the tower with the globe on top of it, whatever building that is.
Yes, that thing. I didn't know what it was when I was there, but I was drunk, so I don't...
Okay,
something,
right.
Ball. There's a ball.
Throwing up grasshoppers on the 405.
Yes. And now Jody is drinking for 2 for both of us.
Yes.
Good.
Today's our 12th anniversary of my show.
Oh, from the bunker? Oh my God.
On
the Sexy Liberal Podcast Network. Very exciting.
Yay.
I love it. I listen all the time.
And you have a new one dropping today.
Yeah, it's our 12th anniversary. We're going to be drunk.
Good. Mommy's very proud. Okay, but anyway, this one, not just the vaccine news. Zach tweets, wow, S&P predicts Biden's infrastructure plan will create 2.3 million jobs by 2024, inject 5.7 trillion into the economy, which will be 10 times what was lost during the recession, and raise per capita income by $2,400. Don't you think this is part of what's driving Trump even more nuts? Is how well Biden's doing in his approval ratings, and right? I mean, he's just...
And that's why McConnell wants to stop him.
Right. I'm telling you, it just seems deliberate, Jody, right? These lifting mask mandates and reopening, and it's like, oh, you're really trying to make him fail so you can blame COVID on him, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's... Let's not be Brazil. New York Times tweets, Brazilians are dying at a staggering rate as highly contagious variants of the coronavirus sweep through the nation, aided by political dysfunction, widespread complacency, and conspiracy theories. Remind you of any particular party here in the United States?
Yeah.
I mean, it really, Jody, it's just, Dr. Walensky's like practically crying and saying, let's not be Europe. We are 3 weeks ahead of them. We can affect the outcome here. We can.
Yes.
Caitlin Collins said CDC Director Walensky becomes emotional during today's COVID briefing, saying she's ditching prepared remarks because she's scared of rising. Boy, when the CDC director says I'm scared and I have an impending sense of doom, I was like, ooh. She channeled Dr. Doom.
She did.
Because she's scared of rising case numbers in the U.S. Right now, I'm scared. I so badly want to be done. I'm asking you to hold on just a little bit longer. And I think part of her being emotional is like she's talking about like holding people's hands when they died because their loved ones couldn't be there. She's, as a doctor, watched people die, watched them run out of ventilators and going, who chooses, who lives? You've seen the morgue trucks pull up. I mean, let's go to a couple for Dr. Walensky yesterday.
When I first started at CDC about 2 months ago, I made a promise to you. I would tell you the truth, even if it was not the news we wanted to hear. Now is one of those times when I have to share the truth and I have to hope and trust you will listen. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to lose the script and I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. We have so much to look forward to, so much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now I'm scared.
Yeah. That was human, right? And she was saying, I'm not just as your CDC director, as a wife and a mother and daughter, please.
Yeah.
Like go ahead.
I'm watching the cases tick up. I'm watching us have increased numbers of hypertransmissible variants. I'm watching our travel numbers tick up. And the sense is I've seen what it looks like to anticipate the oncoming surge. And what I really would hate to have happen is to have another oncoming surge just as we're reaching towards getting so many more people vaccinated. You know, we're still losing people at 1,000 deaths a day. And so I just can't face another surge when there's so much optimism right at our fingertips.
I mean, Jody, it's such a disconnect, isn't it, even emotionally, for those of us on the side of science and getting vaccinated, is that, you know, as Dr. Redliner keeps telling us, we're in this race against the variants because, you know, she was saying the whatever level of variance has, doubled, quadrupled. Like we're literally in a race for time. Like we can't just vaccinate our way out of this. We have to couple it with, you know, not traveling, no restaurants, no bars, no gyms, no, you know, mask up. I mean, I mean, Fauci was talking about this yesterday. He said, if we can move around together and everyone's vaccinated, there's so many ifs in reopening, you know, to more like what we would consider normal. He was talking about his family. So over the last 30 years, my 3 daughters have always been here for Christmas. I'm looking forward with great anticipation to the possibility they'll be here with me this year. He just said uncertainties persist. Whether, you know, to what degree, I think we know that they work against variants to some degree, the vaccines. We just don't know to what degree yet. Right? I mean,
we still, and you said something earlier about the transmissibility. Once you're vaccinated, if you're asymptomatic, you're not necessarily going to transmit the virus, but if you're symptomatic, you can. Is that what I was hearing correctly?
I think so. I mean, again, the news on vaccines front seems all pretty wildly positive, but it's just, you know, no one knows if enough Americans will get the shots for the nations to reach herd immunity, considered critical to ending the pandemic. That's the other thing, is the big if on how many, you know, idiots are not going to get vaccinated. Do you want me to tell you the sheep story? I told Chris the sheep story. Chris and Sean very much enjoyed the sheep story.
I heard that. I would love to hear it again about pink sheep.
Well, I don't have it.
It was very illustrative.
I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you the sheep story again. However, here's the point. I will improv that every time a sheep is vaccinated, it turns pink, and they're just saying we can. Thank you, Sean. If there's too many, we can have some idiot anti-vaxxer, COVIDiot white sheep, but not too many. If they're next to each other, the virus is just going to keep transmitting. And
then there are certain people that can't get the vaccination because of organ transplants and other problems.
Yes, of course.
So we need to keep them safe. The rest of us that can get vaccinated need to keep those who cannot get vaccinated for medical reasons. Thank you very much. We need to keep them safe so they don't get sick. That's I mean, I get a thing from the New York Times every day. It's called the Coronavirus Tracker. And according to the New York Times, California is 16% fully vaccinated and 30% one shot, which is basically the same as the rest of the country, is a little bit lower fully. Like 1% lower than California. So we're doing very, very well here.
Yeah, well, it's because a lot of people are competitive in California, like you and I. Like the first day you and I are eligible is Thursday, of course. You're the smartest girl in class, so you will be getting yours Thursday, and I will be getting mine Friday. Because, as you know, I was salutatorian of my high school class because stupid Donna Biter. Like
so once Sean Chris,
ahead of me, Jody Hamilton is like Donna Biter. She's just okay. You've got to. I have a big interview Friday and a radio show Friday morning, so I want to be sure in case I have a reaction. I'm doing it Friday after.
No, that's very, very wise. But
what does that make me again? It makes me salutatorian. It makes me second to Jody Hamilton.
But when Sean, Krista, and Jess are all vaccinated, can we all get back together in the studio?
Well, we have to go one step at a time here, right? I don't know.
Can we call Dr. Doom now and ask?
We'll ask Thursday.
On Friday. He's been moved to Friday. Actually,
we need to get
he's unavailable Thursday.
Yeah, and Krista in. Anyway, but so I just wanted to go through what their experts are saying. The question of flying still under debate. The CDC recommends keeping family get-togethers locals for now. I keep saying that and take it from someone that got it flying for a family emergency. But you know, the other good news: my sister got to spend 4 hours with my mom yesterday, so her place is open. And so that's the other big factor that was different when I made my decision, because my mom was, and she's still not doing well. She's 98 and Alzheimer's, and it's terrible. But at least, my siblings who live there and can drive there, can go see her every day.
Yeah.
So that's a huge, I mean, this is, what I was saying, Jody, yesterday, like these are real world, like I was talking about how much COVID testing cost me. And, but it wasn't Kaiser's fault. It was because Trump's stupid CDC said you can't test anyone unless they're symptomatic. So that was like just, if you watch the COVID special, just how many unbelievable blunders they made that led to, the study Eric Bowler talked about, Trump is responsible for 400,000 deaths that were unnecessary.
I think that's a conservative number. I really do, because he knew in December of 2019 how bad it was. And he could have mitigated it starting in January, like South Korea did. So
but I'm trying but what I'm saying is we're all noticing the real world effects. We're all able to get vaccinated. My mother can have, family visitor. There are real world things that, like Dr. Walensky says, we could just hold on, and I'm the dumbass that flew and got it because you weren't supposed to fly, don't fly yet. Right. He said he says by summer, he predicts more people will be boarding planes. I think by then we'll have most of the country vaccinated. But again, it's not just you being vaccinated. You have to wait till there are more.
It's everyone else.
Yes.
It's everyone
because
else.
that's where you're going to get a variant, is in a plane or an airport, right? He said it's the acts, and he said it's the acts associated with travel, the getting to the airport, being in the airport, not the travel itself, that are high risk. Fauci says the only change in his personal life since vaccination has been getting together indoors, unmasked and on distance with his vaccinated next door neighbors or close friends, instead of restricting them to his back deck, masked and distance. So, baby steps, right? Some experts say they still consider gyms risky. I'm not talking to anyone in particular here. Okay. I'm just kidding. I
am using the 25-pound dumbbells that you loaned
Thank
me.
you.
They're
I heard you
right there.
I heard you credit me last week for my big.
Yes.
Those were my nephews or something. There's I gave them my boy weights. I'm like, okay. Anyway, he says I'm still wary about gyms. There is so much deep breathing in gyms, which aren't always well ventilated, and people taking their masks off. Vaccination reduces your risk profoundly, but it's not a suit of armor. I think that's an important point, right, Jody? Is that it does not make you invincible. Oh, look, Chris is using my 25-pound weights on a camera. I think that's raising our Patreon, Sean, by the
it is
by the bicep curl. Hello. Yeah. How about that eye candy, everybody? Most indoor activities such as concerts, sporting events still off limits in most places. Fauci says he has no idea if they will open by fall. But Fauci said by summer he believes will be where President Biden said we'll be, talking about July 4th cookouts. But he said it depends on how well we do in maintaining public health measures and continuing the vaccine program. It's possible vaccine hesitancy won't allow us to get enough people vaccinated. That's my biggest fear. Anyway, and then he told the sheep story, which I've already told. People should regard immunization as more of an extra insurance policy than a get-out-of-jail-free card, he said. As more people are vaccinated, I'll feel more comfortable doing more things that include social interaction. Vaccination is your ticket to getting back to a normal life. The only reason I'm hopeful, Jody, is because Americans are selfish. It's like, okay, this will help you to get back to your normal life, right?
Yep.
It will protect you. It's just
I'm
the
going to carry
protecting
around
others
my
doesn't
vaccination
seem to.
card.
Yes, I said, Jody, no one's invited to my house ever again
Same
that has
here.
not been vaccinated. Period.
Same here.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. No, I'm carrying around mine. I think I'm going to get it laminated so it doesn't get all crinkly.
Renee on Twitter has a good point.
Yeah.
Vaccines have been required for travel to many
Thank you.
countries for decades. These
This
people don't realize that it's not new.
They
Right.
don't travel
Absolutely.
outside the country. That's the thing.
None of the arguments, Jody, I think I heard you because you complete me and I can't tell where you start and I don't. But I was like, did I say that first or did I hear Jody say it? Okay. No, but just none of their arguments make sense on anything,
Nope.
right? They talk about, no regulation with guns. And then who's the idiot? What's his name? Senator Cornpone from Hooterville. He's like, we don't
Kennedy?
punish sober drivers because we're drunk drivers. It's like,
Oh God.
what do you need to have to drive, Jody? A license and a
driver's
registration. License and a right? It's just none of
Insurance.
Yeah, but
Insurance.
Anyway, I think this was the point you made, but it was one I wanted to make or thought I made. But this January 6th is a perfect example. Capitol Riot's a perfect example of gun laws work. In the text of the Capitol Rioters, it says guns are one of the texts says guns are a no-go in D.C. So bring, bear spray, this, blah, blah, blah. Think what a carnage it would have been. Gun laws do work, right?
Yes,
I mean, as violent and deadly as it was, can you imagine what it would have been if there weren't gun laws? The rioters knew not to bring guns, It's okay. Anyway, I know we just kind of wobbled all over the place, but we hit every topic.
Yeah.
That was like whack-a-mole. I got guns, I got vaccinations, I got,
You're getting to the point where I'm like, stop talking about the sheep.
Oh, you want to hear the sheep story again? Hang on a second. So every time a sheep gets vaccinated, it turns pink.
Thanks.
Okay, you can have some white sheep, but not too many of them and not next to each other or the virus.
Sheep!
Wow. Okay, can I just drop one nugget about Sexy Liberal 10th anniversary show? Jody, I'm just going to tell you, you are going to pee yourself at Lily Tomlin. You're going to pee yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I peed, and not a little. Okay.
There are so
This is
many
why she's Lily Tomlin,
cameos in
because
this
she goes so far over the top every time, just even for my stupid little things, right? It's just every time she's going for the Oscar or the Emmy. It's just for my stupid little stuff.
Why not?
And then she always, for 40 years now, since we've been friends, she's always insecure. She's like, do you like it, or should it be a different tone? Let me know if you need something different. I'm like, no, that'll do.
She's the award winner.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's why you have a bunch of the golden things, along with Jody's mom, and I don't. Okay.
Well, you have a plaque. You have a plaque from a Democratic Club.
I have a perfectly good radio plaque. Emmys. Who needs them?
Emmy nominated.